Hello SUMC, Rob here reporting in from one of SUMC Music's remote locations with some more thoughts and another friendly check-in to continue to hope you're safe and well and to encourage you to stay in touch. A brief note or two about the anthem that the choir presented this past Sunday morning. As the church staff was planning for the day, we noted that it was Native American Ministries Sunday. I think we instead put First Peoples Sunday or something similar on the signboard out front of the church, but we definitely knew what we were talking about. Pastor Lee was kind of fired up about a hymn called Many and Great, O God, and wondered if we could sing that. Now, to be clear, Pastor Lee keeps on saying to Kevin and me that she doesn't want to come off looking like the pastor who's trying to choose the anthems for the music people. She's said so many times. And yet, she keeps coming up with these really good ideas, so what's a choir fellow to do? Go with it, that's what. Also, that hymn is in our hymnal already, number 148. The problem was, our hymnal version only has 2 verses. Not a terribly long anthem that way. Not that duration is always our main concern, and hey, aren't we trying to keep Sunday services to roughly an hour? Anyway, I went digging around in our favorite hymn research website, and although most hymnals that include that hymn only include those 2 verses, one of the hymnals I found included 5 verses. Oh, I was off to the races. Set to a melody that originally was from the Dakota tribe, those 5 verses combined to tell the creation story. The text was written in 1846 by Joseph Renville. Renville's mother was Dakota and his father was French. So yes, in a way, this is yet another story of the colonizers and the colonized. What you gonna do? Renville was an explorer, a fur trader, and a congregational minister. He had helped establish a Christian mission in Minnesota in 1835. A little bit of trivia here. Many and Great, O God, which is also known as the Dakota Hymn, was sung by 38 Dakota prisoners of war as they were led to execution at Mankato, Minnesota on December 26, 1862. It was first published in a hymnal called the Dakota Indian Hymnal in 1916. So I leapt to my computer and began to work up a choir arrangement. We could have used the arrangement from our hymnal, but, well, 2 things. The harmonization of the tune that's in our hymnal has always struck me as, odd, and in any case, not terribly well suited for conversion to 4-part singing harmony. Also, I was writing the arrangement on Tuesday in order to rehearse it Thursday in order to sing it Sunday. So I tried to create an arrangement that was interesting musically and also conducive to preparing in a relative heck of a hurry. About halfway through writing this thing, I brought myself up short with this question. Am I writing a stereotypical Native American sounding piece of music? You know what I'm talking about probably. Every Land O'Lakes butter commercial you ever saw, every cartoon where Bugs Bunny or a similar animated character ends up wearing a feather headdress and dances around a fire. That kind of thing. I prefer not to contribute to cultural appropriation or misappropriation, where at all possible, thank you. So, what I was really trying to do was to create an arrangement that honored this ancient form of music without knowing what the actual Dakota tribe's musicians would have done. The recorded music that I found online was mostly full of voices accompanied by deep drums and recorder-like wind instruments, but there was an awful lot of it that probably didn't sound like it was the original idea of the Dakota tribe, since I'm pretty sure they didn't use synthesizers or orchestral wind chimes. So, with the sense that I was walking a tightrope, I created an accompaniment for the melody and some harmonies for 4-part singing in one of the verses, with the goal of sounding as not inauthentic as possible. Does that make sense? I was wondering if anyone would be tuning into our live stream who had any idea about whether my arrangement succeeded. How do we measure this success? At the very least, by receiving few to no messages asking what presumptuous person created that badly inauthentic sound and tried to pass it off as appropriate for Native American Ministries Sunday. That's a good way. So far, none of those. Receiving an email or phone call praising the anthem's adherence to traditional Dakota sound would probably be too much to hope for. So, anybody out there have any expertise in this or know someone who does? I'd be very happy if I were required to do either of 2 things. 1, benefit from that someone's knowledge in my effort to rearrange for greater authenticity, or 2, keep it as it is after someone contacts me and says, yeah, don't worry about it, you're on the right track. So, here's hoping. Anyway, please check back here every Friday afternoon if you like for more video hellos here on SUMC's Facebook page or on the SUMC YouTube channel, Sudbury United Methodist Church 2501. My email address will appear here momentarily. Please feel free to use it anytime for any reason. And as always, if you need to get in touch with any church staff people for any reason, please do during normal business hours, because no matter how, no matter what, doing the work of the church together is the big thing. Keep in touch, keep the faith, stay connected.